Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, Chicken Tales!
Hi everyone, and welcome to Chicken Tales. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Sarah, and this is episode lucky number 13. Today we have a story from Alessia, and one by Eleanor, Jameson, Julia, Liam, and William. Plus, a funny joke and a silly activity of the day. So take off your rain boots, snuggle up with a warm drink, and get ready to listen to some Chicken Tales. Our first story is by Alessia, and it's called Ariel Swims in Trees and Waves. First, Ariel finds a pink tree. Then she finds a lake, but there's a letter in there. So she swam in the lake and jumped over the letter. Then Ariel found a path, and so she went through it. But there was an ending. So Ariel went back, and there wasn't an ending. The end. Thank you, Alessia. Wow, Ariel had quite an adventure. She was in trees and the water. How do you swim in trees? Though, if you've ever seen monkeys swinging from tree to tree, or squirrels jumping between them and birds flying through them, that looks just like swimming. I also wonder how big was that letter that she had to jump over it. I looked up some facts about trees. Did you guys know that trees can talk to each other? They can. Scientists have found that there's an underground network of fungi in the roots and filaments that connect an estimated 90% of all plants on land. That's almost all of them. They send nutrients to each other and can even let each other know about insect infestations by releasing a chemical into their roots. Old and really tall trees can send nutrients to the younger trees that are shaded by their branches. Trees are incredible. And now it's time for Joke of the Day.
What kind of bears don't have teeth? Gummy bears!
Our second story is called The Peanut Disaster, and it's by Eleanor, Jameson, Julia, Liam, and William. Once upon a time, there were two best friends, Steve and Jack. Jack was a boy, and Steve was a centaur, and they lived on an island that was deserted except for them and their pet wolf Ranger. One day, they decided to take a boat and go to the Unicorn Cafe for peanuts. The cafe had the best peanuts in the whole world, and it was located in Stinky Town in the Unicorn Valley. They walked in, and there was an evil wizard unicorn named Esteban the Stinky. For thousands of years, there had been a rivalry between unicorns and centaurs. The centaurs didn't really do anything wrong, but the unicorns felt like they were better than them because they had horns. Well, that wizard decided to turn them into the size of peanuts. Jack tried to argue with him, so Esteban the Stinky turned his best friend Steve into a real peanut. Then Ranger tried to help, but Esteban turned her into a grapefruit. That was a problem because Ranger was allergic to grapefruit and she started sneezing. She sneezed so hard that they flew through the air and back on their boat, which was good luck because the other unicorns in the cafe had started looking at them really hungrily. The peanut, the grapefruit, and the tiny human sailed back across the ocean to the underwater empire to find the good wizard, Esteban the Magnificent. He was Esteban the Stinky's brother, so he could turn them back. But when they got there, he was a pomegranate. His wife, Lady Gaga, had a magic book that had the instructions to fix them. So they opened the magic book to the page that could help them and read what it said. They made a potion to drink, but it didn't work. Instead, they turned into an enormous elephant-shaped cloud and immediately floated up into the sky. A strong wind blew them back to their island, and they landed in a magic banana tree. Poof! They were back to their old selves. From that day on, they decided to stay on their island, and they swore never to eat nuts or grapefruit again. No word on the pomegranate, though. The end. Wow, you guys, that was an amazing story. I didn't know it was going to happen. I do wish that unicorns and centaurs could get along. You would think they would. Thank you for sending it in. Next up, the silly activity of the day. For our silly activity of the day, I want you to be like a tree. I don't want you to grow roots and branches and leaves, but I do want you to communicate with your family members or loved ones, but not by talking or using sign language. Carry on a conversation by not saying a word. You can use your hands to signal things or try to use facial expressions. You could use body movements if someone can't tell what your face is saying. Maybe it's by stomping your feet or drumming your arms. Or using your body to tell a story and imitate how something looks. Good luck! Okay, friends, that's all for now. Thank you for listening. Remember, the next time you are sitting under a tree with a friendly chicken, ask it to tell you a story. But if it doesn't have one, you should write one yourself and send it in to us at chickentailspod@gmail.com. You should illustrate it too. We'll put up your art on our Instagram @chickentails. Okay, bye-bye.
Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, Chicken Tales!